Here we are then, after some tight battles and an extremely tight decider in the semi-final against Barry Hawkins. We are here for the final of the English Open, a best of 17 frames affair between the Thunder from Down Under and the Wizard of Wishaw. Only one will triumph in a best of 17 frames encounter, and hopefully it'll be us, with a trophy and a cheque for £70,000 of the winner of the first Home Nation Series event of the season. Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome to the first of 3 videos. It's the final of the English Open, part 41 today of our Neil Robertson Pro career of Season 4 on Snooker 19. And today we begin our English Open final against John Higgins. Remember, the furthest we've ever got in this tournament is the last 32. So this is a huge achievement and quite a surprise to draw John Higgins in the final. We know that from John Higgins being in the final and that it was us and Barry Hawkins in the semi, that only one player from Judd Trump, Selby, Williams, Mark Allen, Ding, Ronnie, etc, etc, only one of those got to the semi-final. And given that Judd Trump, it seems the same in real life, is winning everything under the sun at the moment, it's going to be a different name of either ourselves, of course, or John Higgins on the trophy. We've had a good match history against John Higgins as well. You can see in the matchup screen here that we've only had 3 defeats against John Higgins, but they have been at crucial stages. If you look, he beat us in last year's Gibraltar Open final by 4 frames to 2, and also beat us in a decider of Season 3's Dafabet Masters to make sure we didn't get to the final. We have beaten him in a final though. We beat him in the shootout final. Certainly not one of endurance there, but we've won a lot of games against John Higgins. We've got a good record against him. But if you look though, he has won 2 of the last 3 matches against us. But today, it's a new day, and I am very, very excited for this. So let's get cracking, shall we? We're just going to play the first 4 frames today. I did flirt with the idea in the previous episode of doing 2 longer episodes. But no, I think we'll keep it to shorter episodes. Do the first 4 frames today, get to the first mid-session interval, and then in Friday's episode play 6 frames, and then in Monday's episode play the remaining 7 frames if necessary. But I'm really excited for this one. Of course, the first time, as I've alluded to, we've been to this final, and we are playing well recently, so it is really time to make the most of that superiority now. I don't know how we've got here, to be brutally honest. That final frame against Barry Hawkins was none other than absolutely crazy. And here comes John Higgins. We've just come out into the arena, the first one out. John Higgins looking a little bit younger and a little bit more dapper than usual there. But nevertheless, as he always is on Snooker 19, Higgins, whether he's 9-0 up or 9-0 down, he is always smiling. There we stand in front of the Steve Davis Trophy. The 2 players shake hands, and it is ourselves, Neil Robertson, to break for the first of a potential 17 frames. Well, I hope for your sake as a viewer that it's a bit longer than the final of the German Masters in real life the other day. 9 frames to 2 to Judd Trump. Goodness me. And there's your first pot of the final, straight from the break off. A bit of side use there from John. Needs to play with side. Just left a small chance for him. And he's played very well to get onto the second red. He's going to do well to get onto the reds here though, so I think he might just play the black and play a safety.
14.
Really just take his medicine there and get back up to the bulk. Well, there are ways and means of getting back up to the bulk, and I don't think he was quite expecting that.
Foul. John Higgins, 14.
Played a very good opening pot though, did John?
Oh, he's playing on here.
That shot's fine. We should cover that red on the side cushion now. Oh, that's a good safety. That is a good safety. Almost forced us to play a risky shot here. Plant not quite on. I mean, how'd you get out of this one safe, is my question.
He'll have to be very careful with the pace here.
Could do with a bit of luck. Down hit the green. That's exactly what's going to happen, though. Oh, we've hit it exactly full ball. That couldn't have gone much worse. But it was a sublime safety shot from John Higgins first off. Really was.
He's taking this red on.
But it doesn't matter if he didn't pop the red, but he has. So he's got a great chance now in this opening frame. I think the mentality we always have towards an opening session is that we walk away not too fussed as long as we get a frame on the board.
We know what a prolific
Ideally,
long putter he
2
is,
each.
so I'd assume he'd take
Any
this
more
one.
than that is great.
6.
But as long as we can get a frame on the board in these first 4.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
7.
Higgins gets the pink out the way, which might help him, but he's actually decided to put it straight back on its spot, which is an interesting
Attempting
choice.
to sink this into the left corner pocket.
Doesn't actually go on its spot
14.
because the reds do cover it, so it goes onto the green ball spot. So a lot of these balls now at bulk dispatches the green, so I'm guessing the green will go on the yellow
Trying to
spot,
sink this into the right corner.
which it does.
18.
And he's not playing particularly high value colours, but those reds very quickly dwindle. It doesn't matter whether you play yellows or blacks,
23.
it's still 8 points that we can't get. But unfortunately, that is a bit of a mistake from John. He's got a big target up here with all
John
these
Higgins, 23.
bulk colours, but amazingly, he still hasn't really got there, and that is a bit of a shocker from John Higgins.
This is not easy.
Couldn't really complain about anything he'd played so far, but that is a good pot,
1.
and for us, could be a way into this frame, where previously I thought we might have just been out of it.
Right up his street. Another trademark crunching long pot.
6.
But in a best of 17 like this, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of frames where we're the man on top. You know, we get in and win after one visit. And I'm sure there'll be plenty that John does that as well. But equally, there will be frames whereby they're scrappy, like this.
7.
One player gets in, doesn't quite take their chance. And usually in finals like this, it's seeing who wins these frames. Who takes the advantage in these frames. Who tends to do well.
14.
There's something I really don't like about these shots.
Challenging pot along the cushion here.
Yeah, red's there. I didn't want to take too much of a risk there. We could have got far better position on the black. But, yeah, there was just some part of me that didn't fancy it.
He's going for the left corner pocket.
Wow. I didn't really fancy that, and I put a lot more angle in it, but that just shows how... I've said this a lot, that if you don't play shots very often, you've got no clue as to how they go.
Very tricky shot coming up.
But it's a good pot from Higgins. Again, we didn't make the most of that,
What a
really.
fabulous pot that is.
That could have
Could have
finished
played a
little
safety
better.
there, but it's very easy to be greedy.
8. Nine.
And it needs to be a good shot here from John to keep the break going.
That's a good split. He's got a real chance here.
16.
And I'd say rather than just keeping the frame going now, that I'd be very surprised if he doesn't take the opening frame at this visit. 42 points ahead, 51 on the table. Red and a colour. And John takes the first frame.
25. 32. 33.
It's been a while in a match, you know, since we took the first frame. We certainly haven't here, of course. We didn't in the semi-final against Hawkins. We didn't in the quarters against Wilson. We didn't in the last 16
39.
against Maguire. I'm trying to remember who we played in the last 32 now. It's gone out of my head.
43.
Was it that match against Noppon Saingam? Possibly. And we definitely took the first frame there, because I think we won each and every one of them. So that was the last match that we took the first frame in.
That's an absolutely outstanding pot.
48.
But by getting to the final, clearly, not winning the first frame hasn't been such a bad omen for us. Not the best shot from Higgins
Foul,
there.
But it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Foul.
Um,
John Higgins, 52.
we will play on, and then we'll concede the frame straight away. But a good opening frame from John Higgins there. We could have maybe made a bit more of it, but
Thank you.
that's the way things go.
John Higgins to break.
No good dwelling on that mistake. But John playing a very aggressive break off there. And it hasn't really worked for him. You know what we're like, we love taking a pot on. However, it was a lot more of a cut shot than this, I would say. But we nearly made a big mistake in the
Taking this on.
decider at the semi-final by playing an aggressive shot like this and it not working. But that was much more of a cutback shot. It was a much riskier shot than what we just played there. That hasn't worked out too badly at all. As long as we pop the pink. Which we have, right in the centre of the pocket.
7.
Interesting strategy that from John Higgins. Again, it had to go completely
Lining
right.
this up into the right
If he
middle
didn't get
pocket.
that bang on, then, well, he was going to leave us a chance.
8.
That's exactly what he's done. I'd like to think we'll get a bit more than
He's aiming for the
19
left
points on
corner
this
here.
occasion.
Well, an excellent pot.
Great queuing there.
13.
He's just looking to drop this in gently.
14.
Got a bit fortunate there, you know. I didn't play that, and that didn't make the cannons I was expecting it to make, so we got away with that. So I think in line with all that, we might, well, maybe not play with topspin because we're heading straight towards that corner pocket if so. But we needed to open those up slightly. Yes, they were opened up, but it made things more awkward if anything.
22.
I'd really like to dispatch that red if we can. Don't know what the angle's like on it, so it's worth a check. I'm just fearful that if we come to play this at any point, that if we come to play a ball at any point we need to play a safety on, then I'd rather make things a bit easy for ourselves, but it's not really a good angle there, so I've just opted to go back towards
24.
the black cushion.
Pace is very important.
I agree. Pace is more than enough to pop. We've overhit it slightly for the black, but pulls up nicely.
Nicely onto the colour.
Can't really
25.
groan at that too much.
$32.
He just wants this to drop gently into the pocket.
Glad we didn't have too much pace more than that, or else we'd
Position
have
on the
been
black.
in deep trouble there.
I can't see any problems here. Well, that's
This is a
left
good
him
break to
little
start
awkward
off with.
there.
We don't want to do like what John did in his break and get a start and then not do a lot more with it. But we're certainly on our marks here.
41.
Looking comfortable. That can all change in a split second though. As we have a nice voice break there.
Nicely played onto a red.
48.
But if you do keep your focus here, I wouldn't get all cocky and say it's easy to clear up, but you don't have to make the opportunity for yourself necessarily.
49.
You just know the reds are there and you can play the positional shots for them. Pot the balls. Ooh, that one didn't quite go right, but again we're okay. Would be a good start for us though, just to win this one in one visit.
57.
We've been in good form recently, but it's a good way to prove that to ourselves by having a good start here. Of course, we lost the first frame, so wouldn't be any harm to do well in this one, which is exactly what we're doing so far.
64.
Haven't really took too much notice of the winning line here. Just trying to keep potting these balls, and if we keep doing that, then the frame will come naturally.
65.
This pot to leave his opponent requiring snookers.
And you heard Dave Hendon there. We only needed that blue ball to leave Higgins requiring snookers.
Into this frame for his opponent.
And a good second frame. The score's now level.
71.
Again, we've had a chance here. We've took it. Again, with that old barring snookers cliche.
78. 79.
Not really sure what I played there, I must admit. It's recoverable though. Or is it? Maybe not. There is an angle if we work this well enough.
The long pot's on, and he's going for it.
We have hit that too hard, but it should still be okay as long as you come off the cushion. Yeah, it's okay.
84.
Just need to work out how we get onto these two reds after this.
Just wants to
This
sink
might be
this
too much
into
angle,
the
but it's
left corner
awkward to
pocket.
see sometimes. Oh no, good pot.
No problem there.
Where's the cue ball going to end up? If it ends up right on the cushion, I can't see how we get on these reds, but it's not a bad angle, you know. Get some sort of a split and see if we can get a pot from somewhere, which we definitely can, I would say. Black shouldn't be in the way.
91.
We can see the red.
$92.
So black and red. And it's a frame one. And it's our first century of the final.
Really well played.
Ooh,
99.
bit of an awkward angle for the red here, you know. But it's there. Good century.
What a century that is.
Took a bit of a while for him to decide what to do there. Do we clap? What do we do?
Well, he's taking it on.
Yellow,
to
the
left
best
corner.
chance to keep this break going, so that's what we're going to do.
I'm not sure what happened there, but that's a poor shot.
102.
Poor shot. What's Hendon on about? Christ knows.
Just the
Got
colours
to work
go.
out how much power we need to get it to the other side of the table. That's not terrible. We've got a very slight chance at tapping this into the centre
Going for
pocket,
it.
but it's awkward this. Oh, it's gone in.
He'll be thrilled with that.
Could have given that a whack, we wouldn't have had much hope, would we? But we're looking pretty good here. We're hitting our marks. Albeit being a bit sloppy with these shots, but we're actually onto the bulk corner pocket, which is definitely not what we aim for, but I'll take it.
He's looking to pop this into the left corner pocket. Tremendous pop.
And as well as being a good century, of course it'll be a full clearance as well. So this will be a break of 129.
122.
Not a bad way to get us started in this match. With that clearance of 129, the frame is won, and we are back to level pegging.
And the frame, Neil Robertson.
Some really good snooker played so far,
Well played.
and we've done what we wanted primarily in this session, which is to get a frame on the board. And now it's just seeing what we can do from these first 4 frames. Again, probably the main thing. Come out of this at 2 each. Not a bad chance to get started in frame number 3.
Looking to play this with a lot of power.
And the red's there.
Good opening red.
You could see how much power we put into that and how much we needed just to get out of there and leave ourselves a potting chance now.
He's aiming for the left
Bit
corner.
of a hit
here.
and hope here. Hit a few balls about, and I think we should be on 1.
Not an easy one, but a half chance.
Oh, I didn't think that was going to drop in, you know.
Well played.
It did.
Superb tubal control there. Ideal position.
Albeit it was a bit tight, but we made it.
Nine.
No more than half a chance here.
Ooh. Where's this cue ball going to end up?
10.
The black's off. Thank God for our good friend Mr. Blue.
Perfect cueing required for this shot. Really aggressive potting
Good
there.
cueing.
That took some guts.
We've ended up pretty well on this red. Can't argue against that sort of position.
Just wants this pot to drop into the pocket.
16.
Now this is where that fine art starts to come into it.
23.
A delicate touch.
Making
required
sure
here.
we keep the delicate touches going.
24.
Albeit not so much there, given that we've had to play up for the pink, but nevertheless,
Aiming for the centre pocket here.
got to keep things fairly tight.
Tremendous shot.
And else you run out of position just
full of
slightly
confidence
like
at the
that, a
moment.
few percent out, and
30.
what was set up to be a nice straight pot has become a little bit awkward, and we find ourselves trying to get position back on the blue, which we have.
31.
But actually we end up probably playing the pink here.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner. That's a top
Didn't
shot.
really
Well
want
played.
that, but it's worked out nicely for us. It's left a ball free.
37.
Not taking any risks here, just want to make sure we're on the blue rather than trying to maybe split a red and get a position on the black.
38.
Always the danger of not knowing whether you're going to be on a ball.
He's an expert long potter, and he's taking this on.
No doubts about his power after that shot.
43.
Now this one, it is right along the cushion, so going to do well to get position out of this.
He's taking on the pot along
Never
the
mind
cushion.
that. The pot is hard enough. The pot's there. The position was never prioritised there. But we can, with a very good shot here, we can play the blue and somehow get back down for a red. This will be a very good shot to do both.
This will test his technique.
That's a
Blue's
great
there.
demonstration of his cue
Are we going to
power.
get fortunate on position? That little kick on the jaw
49.
gives us at least a half chance. Albeit if we miss it, we've got to be careful because we could open up these reds. Don't want to quite hit it that hard.
Good
It's
split.
there.
That's
And I
really
tell you what,
well
we get a bit of
played.
fortune there. I guess you've got to play well to have some luck, but we've had our fair share in frame number 3 so far.
57.
However, your luck can run out if you start playing like that. Missing your marks. So we are forced to play with some side here. This can very easily go wrong. But it's
Well,
okay.
wasn't
We get out of that one
expecting
free.
Looks safe from here.
Breathe a sigh of relief there. That could very much have been frame. Well, certainly break over. Now how do we hold for a red? Love to know that one. Going to be tight. I think we're okay. Didn't put that one into the script, but again, it's another good cannon. The cannons that the cue ball is really running for us here.
Just the red needed here.
And again, just the red needed. And we are in brilliant form at the start of this match.
And that shuts the door on his opponent.
It's the
in
classic
this
form
frame.
we had
60.
in the China Championship, and it's what we've had in tournaments where we've done well. We've had a chance in a frame, we've got in, no mucking about, and we've took it.
He's played that very well.
And
73.
the beauty of that over a scrappy frame is that it doesn't give your opponent a chance.
74.
We know better than anyone, if you're at your chair, there ain't a lot you can do.
$81.
Be a big win for either player, this. Be a great win for us, of course. You know, I like
82.
John Higgins as a player, but it's like anyone, if you're playing against them, of course, you don't want them to win.
Played it well.
89.
Trying to get this fairly straight on the black for once, actually. So we can line up the red on the cushion. That's not bad.
90.
It's a decent effort, but not quite. So pink it is. Play with some backspin and get on the cushion.
He's lining this up into the right middle pocket. What a top pot that was.
This is just for the century, remember. It's not to win the frame now.
$97.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
And we potted the blue. And
Brilliant.
another frame won. Another century. And if we pot these next 7 balls, we'll also add 2 clearances to the list as well.
Only the colours remaining.
You're fairly unstoppable when you're in this form, aren't you?
104.
There isn't much that can stop you apart from yourself, to be honest. But as I said, John Higgins,
So, this pot's
always
into the right
smiling.
corner,
without fail.
and in it goes.
107.
looking to play this softly.
111.
I think this will be more than our previous frame. I feel like it was a 129, wasn't it, before? Oh no, is it going to be a 129
no
again?
surprises here with the long pot
I think it
attempt.
will be. Yes, it will be a 129. I just can't remember whether that was me subconsciously counting in my head or whether that's what we got last time. I feel like that was what we got last time.
Very well played.
Luckily, you guys have the benefit of rewind. It's pretty impressive to make the same break in 2 successive frames. But again, we're down for the black. Doesn't seem like long that we were before. And another clearance. It could well be 2 129 breaks in a row. And this
120.
is a real solid start to the match.
And that is the frame.
So final frame of the session today, albeit just a mini session before the interval. So this time we're not just going to get our chance and run with it.
He's looking to get the cue ball safe and
Going to need a bit more safety prowess than that. And not the wisest shot in the world, but you wouldn't think that he would play that being right on the cushion. You could be surprised.
This is a challenging shot.
And he's going for it, you know. What a shot that is.
1.
Blimey, I didn't think he'd pot that. And he's going very much for the Robertson technique of... well, it's not exactly the Robertson technique of winning in one visit, but I'll tell you what, he's completely mucked that one up. His chance at least, not the safety, because to be fair, it's a good safety, that. So I think we haven't really got much choice apart from to hope for the best here, open up the reds a little bit, play a bit more of an aggressive safety. And that is not a bad shot, you know.
Well, it goes. Half a chance here.
I mean, we were going to be unlucky. We were going to be fairly lucky not to leave anything there. But considering the circumstance, considering the brilliance of John's safety play there, we did pretty well.
7.
Not to leave a huge opportunity, but at least for John it is an opportunity to start a bigger break. And if he takes this,
13.
then we're back to square one. And it then turns to a best of 13. The next 6 frames coming in Friday's episode.
14.
And then we'll see who is crowned the winner of this event in Monday's episode.
16.
In which I think after this we move on to the International Championships. I'm not sure. We'll have to check on that.
17. 24. 25.
Feels like this is very much going to be 2 each here. Ooh.
30.
I think I've given John Higgins the kiss of death there.
John Higgins, 30.
And we've got a half chance.
Tricky pot, no doubt.
We've potted the red, but that's unfortunate. Hit that just slightly more than we wanted to.
1.
But it's a decent chance to play a safety here. Ooh, we've overhit that one, I think.
Neil Robertson, 1.
No, we haven't. We're okay. Well, that was why I think he didn't go for the pot, to be honest.
He could well leave an opportunity if he's not careful.
I'm going to do well not to leave anything here. Oh. We wouldn't have done bad, you know, if we'd have just had a thin nick. Because that would have probably slowed the cue ball down slightly and left it close to the cushion. But
John Higgins,
slightly off,
4.
and John Higgins won't get us to play that one again. He's going to get straight in here. That's all he needed.
1.
Like we do sometimes. Put your opponent in a snooker. And it's much
6.
better from a risk point of view to let your opponents play the tricky shots.
7.
Very one-sided frames, though, the last 3 have been. Well, you could argue, yeah, you could argue everything has been one-sided. That first frame, we could have potentially took a chance.
14.
Going to be tricky to take that chance we were presented with here in this frame.
15.
perhaps could have done a bit better, but every frame is unique. You can't be perfect all the time.
21.
Or else this match would end 9-0. I do think John Higgins will take this 4th frame, though. And it's been an interesting start to this match. Certainly sets the scene for a thriller. And of course, likes, comments, everything like that is much appreciated on these. Semi-finals, finals tend to be the most viewed of this series. And it'd be great if we could bring, albeit even after 2 years, we still have some new viewers. So it'd be great if we could bring some new viewers along for the journey. Still plenty of time for it in the journey to go yet.
30.
By the way, for those of you who aren't very familiar with Snooker's scoring system, John Higgins has won this frame. Now, there's only 51 left on the table, and he leads by 77. So it's fair to say we will be staying in our chair for the remainder of this frame. Albeit I haven't got up out my chair for 36 minutes. But let's just pretend that I didn't say that, and keep the story and the creative, the illusion and the immersion, and not the illusion, the immersion. That's what I was going for. The immersion of this continued.
42. 43. 48. 49.
Looks like John's going to clear the table. Wouldn't blame him for doing so.
54.
Still is early days here. Both players got their arm in.
57.
Rather than getting their eye in, I suppose.
61.
But some good scoring
66.
chances and some good scoring chances took from both players. Both of us look up for it.
49.
And unfortunately for you guys, well, not necessarily unfortunately for you guys, but unfortunately for anybody who wanted somebody to really pull away, it's back to how it was. It's 2 each. We'll take the break off for frame number 5 just to avoid what happened in the Kyron Wilson episode. I think it'll just be a safety from John here. We don't tend to give too much away from our break-offs, albeit we did in frame number 1, but it was a good pot from John Higgins. And a potential chance for us here, but that is where we'll leave it in today's episode. Really enjoyable stuff. Really good session of snooker. And I think that one deserves a like, don't you? If you enjoyed that one, leave a like. And remember, we'll be back on Friday for the second of 3 sessions in this final. And I really look forward to that. I think the second session could well be defining, but then it could all end up being 5 each after that. But please, don't let that put you off. Anyway, I've been TIJ Gaming. Thank you for your company in today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.